Hey, what's up, weirdos? Welcome into Movement Parallels Life. I'm Kellen Mylad, and I've got a bodyweight primal movement workout for us today. This is going to be a pretty well-rounded session. We'll start with a mobility warm-up for about 10 minutes. We'll get on to our workout where the movements will get a little bit more intense, or at least you'll have the opportunity to make things as intense as you want to make them. We'll move on to some core work. We'll finish off with some gentle stretching and light movement, and then you'll be on with the rest of your day. So this is like an intermediate level class. I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've done some movement with me. So we'll keep it going at a good pace, and I trust that you'll make any modifications that you need to make these movements work for you. All right, let's get started. We're gonna begin our warm-up series, 5 movements, 60-second intervals, 2 rounds. Let's start off in a supine position with bridge reaches. Keep the soles of your feet connected, rooted into the floor. Press your hips up into a hip bridge, roll to one shoulder, and extend into a crossbody reach. Working within your range of motion here. Check out those different angles. I want you to work, find the stretch that feels best for your body. And of course, as you become familiar with these movements, encourage you to start to play, improvise, add different elements. The whole point of this practice is I want you to tailor these movements for what you need. Next up, rock up to a side sit position. Rock back, rock up again, switch sides. From this side sit position, keep your spine long, shoulders back. Lean forward from the hips. That's going to help you create the active stretch in the lower body. Rock up, touch down with the edge of one foot. Wrap your opposite leg back. And use your hands in contact with the ground as necessary. It's not cheating, but give your body the support it needs to learn these movements, to make them smooth, make them flow. Next up, from our side sit position, you can post your hands behind your hips, take your knees from side to side, swiveling, and then we'll add a rise up onto the knees and add an overhead reach. Swivel, rise, reach. Again, you can perform this swivel with posted hands, or if you're comfortable with it, no hands. Next, transitioning into an inverted crawl position and just shifting your body weight around your points of support. So keep your arms locked out, feet planted, and shift your hips forward and back. And you're going to work within the range of motion that's available to you. You can lift your hips, swing your hips back between your hands, pull and lift. or you can start to shift in circles. Start to expand on the movement from that baseline. Next, we've got our crawl rollover. So from the inverted position, take one hand, reach across my body till I roll all the way over to a foot hand crawl position. And then to go back, lift the foot, step, reach across the body, roll back over. Start to play with this pattern, adding any extra positions or shapes. Tailor the transition. Make it work for you. All right, that's round one of our warm-up series. Back for round two. So come back to your supine bridge reaches. Round two is always a good time to expand on the movements. You can rock up and reach. Return to the supine lying position and work the bridge reaches. Rock up to side sit. The swing of this back leg and the use of your hands can allow you to add some rotation to this pattern. Spin, rock back, rock up. Rock up to side sit, hip swivels, add the rise, add the reach, back reach, overhead reach, any reach. Inverted crawl. Shifting body weight. Moving around those points of support. maybe just start to incorporate some inverted crawling steps. And then to finish off, we've got our crawl, rollover transition. That's time. That was our warm-up, short and sweet today, enough to build some heat, get you loose, take you through a full range of motion so you're prepped for our primary movement series, which we're going to get into now. We've got 6 movements today, 60-second intervals, 2 consecutive rounds. Now, some of these movements are going to be more dynamic and more demanding. Other movements are going to allow you to get in some active rest. So the idea here is that we're going to stay in motion for about 15 minutes. It's on you to manage your intensity. What do you need today? Are you energized, ready to go, ready to work, ready to sweat? All right, turn up. If you got through that warm-up and you're feeling a little sluggish, then stay with this, but downshift the intensity. And I really want you to listen to your body, make good decisions about how intensely you're gonna move today. And as always, we keep the focus on quality of movement, quality over quantity. All right, so again, I'm guessing that this isn't your first time moving with me. You'll probably be familiar with most of these movements. Let's get right into it. We're going to begin in our side sit position again, starting off with hip switches. Swing your back leg forward, figure 4 legs, switch, wrap the straight leg back. If you come into the side sit position, you can lean forward from the hips to find your active stretch. Use your hands in contact with the ground. It's going to give you a little push off and help you spin from hip to hip. You can take these slow and controlled. And when we slow things down, we can really illuminate some of our weak points. As you start to find the rhythm, speed up. Last few seconds here. Next, we're going to transition into a foot hand crawl. Just taking a few steps forward and back or rotating. And then walking your hands back towards your feet, coming into a squat position, and then up to standing. Squat down, plant your hands, crawl. Crawl back to your squat and get up. standing and going into lunges next. So with our lunges, want to access all our planes of movement. So you can start with an alternating forward lunge, but then start lunging out, exploring these diagonals, lunge laterally, backwards, rotationally. Move around your space. Almost randomizing these lunges so you can load your body different ways. Next, we've got sprawls. From standing, lower your center of gravity, plant your hands, jump back, lower to the floor. And however you need to get back up. Might be a strict push-up and pop up. Might be more of a wave-like action. One thing I really like is when I stand, get up and move, change your position. So it's going to force you to move your feet around and become more skilled with the sprawling movement. Up to standing and a single leg balance next. So it's nice after those sprawls to find some stillness to contrast our dynamic movement. I'm going to spend 1 minute per leg. At a baseline, take your free leg and start to swing around your space. Maybe then seeing how far you can reach. You can hinge, touch the ground. You can jump. Again, it's how intense do you want to make this today? Last few seconds, and we're going to switch legs. All right. Single leg balance. You might even just stand still and close your eyes. See if you can maintain your balance through your structural alignment and take away your visual system. Or open your eyes and scan the corners of the room. Last few seconds here. Keep balancing. And then one more movement in the series. Our lateral shuffle crawl. Always like to throw hip rolls in with these. It's an option for you to expand. These shuffle crawls, you can stay low, plant, shift, shuffle jump the feet, or elevate your hips. All right, here we go. Round 2, coming back with our side sit hip switches. Halfway. Seconds. Crawl. Get up, lower down, plant, smoothly transition into your foot hand crawl. Up to standing and into lunges. Ten seconds. Got sprawls coming up next, everybody's favorite. Here we go, sprawls. Fifteen seconds. Single leg balance. few seconds. Switch legs. And shuffle crawls. Last movement here in our primary series. We've got core coming up next. There we go, that's time. All right, awesome job making it through that interval series. Let's take a minute to rest and recover. Find a comfortable position on the ground. Any of our sitting positions or kneeling. I'm gonna come to side sit and just set this position up comfortably. Focus on controlling your breathing. Deep belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing to help you recover. And just taking a little time here to calm yourself down, reset, and check in. Next up, we've got a quick core series, 3 movements, cross crawls, V-sits, and some bridge variation. It's going to be your call whether you want to do a hip bridge or a full bridge. It's just something with more of a central or core focus to get some extra work in our practice today. So we're going to go for 30 seconds, 35 seconds on each of these movements and 3 consecutive rounds. Start off in a supine lying position. Get set and let's go. Lie back here and we're going with this alternating knee to elbow pattern. Prefer to keep my hands in front of my body rather than holding tightly to the back of my head, and try to focus on the strong connection between the knee and opposite elbow. And if you want a little bit more here, sit up. I'm going to use my free arm as a little balance point Rock up to sitting. Then we've got our tuck V-sit, or go hands down, extend your legs, V-sit, or hands off. Lay back. Bridge variation. So you've got your hip bridge, maybe interlace your hands. You can hold that position or press up to a full bridge. You can hang out here or perform our bridge push-ups. Lower down, round 2, back to our cross crawl. Bring it up, V-sit. Lay back, bridge, round 2. Lower down, final round, back to our cross crawl. V-sit. Bridge. I'll be honest with you, I did not enjoy that. But this is what I do for you. I want to share some movement with you. I'm a little sore today, but I'll survive. It's worth it, right? Anyways, the work is complete. Let's finish up today's practice with a quick cool down. All right, final 10 minutes today, gentle movement and light stretching. Biggest thing here is to stay connected to your breathing and to listen to your body. Start off in a prone lying position. Spinal extension. Plant your hands, draw your shoulders down and back. Use the strength of the back line of your body to lift, and then start to press into the ground, extend. Now you can press your toes into the floor, push forward, lower down, exhale, inhale, press up, roll your hips and twist side to side. Just here for about 10 more seconds. Lower down. Bring your arms up to 90-degree angles, and we'll go into a chest and shoulder stretch. So lifting one foot, rolling across my body, and pressing my forearm, my hand and forearm down into the floor to create the active stretch through my chest and shoulder. Keep your shoulder drawn down away from your ear, long spine, deep breathing. You can move in and out of the stretch or hold it. And you can play with different aspects of this movement. Switch sides. Different arm positions. You can play with how much rotation you're adding in, how far you're reaching with the leg. Transition to side sit. Turn this into a stretch. So maybe you open your legs up a little bit more. Fix those 90-degree angles. Make this a little bit more strict so you can find a deeper stretch. I like to focus on flexing my front foot, drawing the front hip into socket, and then keeping the spine long as I lean forward. And so that strength and those little activations that really create the stretch for yourself. And from there, start to tailor it, changing the angle of your torso. Maybe add more rotation. Switch. transition to a half kneeling stretch. And we'll set up these 90-degree angles, rooted in the back foot, toes down or flat foot, but want to scoop the pelvis, actively press down through the lower leg and activate the glutes. Create the active stretch, and from there, you can start gliding. Another option is overhead reach on the same side as the down leg. Switch, set it up, tuck the pelvis, activate the leg, feel the stretch running up the front of the hip. Create the stretch and then explore it. And to finish today, we'll come into a deep squat. So any variation of the deep squat, whatever is accessible for you. So it's good to spend time in the squat, but should be a manageable expression of the squat, whatever works for you. So the depth of the squat might change, the stance, foot placement might change. One frequently used modification is a heel lift to help support the mobility. You can hold on to a fixed object or a resistance band to help you keep a more upright position and to sink deeper into the squat. Whatever you need to do to modify, and of course any little movements that you want to add in, shifting, rotating. Thirty more seconds. All right, y'all, we did it again. We made it through another one. Our practice today is complete. Awesome job. Thank you so much for coming out to move with me. I appreciate you. I love sharing these workouts, and I hope this one has got you feeling great in your body. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend, and if you want more, if you want to go deeper into this training style, then come check me out on the Playbook platform. My channel has got so much content, fully detailed follow-along training programs, full class series, random workouts, tutorials, and you can even message me with your questions. I love to hear from people over there. It's a great way to support me, and it's also a great way to support yourself in your growing movement practice. So check that out, and that's it for me for now. I'm out of here. Thank you again. Take good care of yourself. Be well. Keep on moving, and I'll see you in the next practice.